And now I'm privileged to introduce the Executive Director of the Institute for the Study and Practice of Nonviolence. His programs of education and violence disruption are proven to be effective in preventing and reducing violence in our community. The program is recommended by the U.S. Department of Criminal Justice and is based upon extensive research and experience. The director of the Nonviolence Institute, Tenny Gross.
Thank you. It is good to be here. Thank you, Gene and the Religious Coalition and my partners at Rhode Island Coalition Against Gun Violence and all the other participants, that finally we're not alone. This is the leading cause for young black men to die from his guns, and it's the second leading cause for young men in general in the United States to die from. I'm not a prophet, but I will make a very sure prediction today. You can take it to Wall Street and bank on it. There will be another Sandy Hook. There will be many more Sandy Hooks in the United States. And it is partially, in large part, because of the proclivity and the looseness and the stubbornness of a small group of leaders in the NRA and some of their local supporters. I recommend to NRA members that are here, start thinking about a compromise. This is not about the Second Amendment. No right is completely absolute. This is about allowing the U.S. Attorney to track guns that are involved with killing children of mothers. This is about reasonable measurement that allow law enforcement, American law enforcement, not Russian law enforcement, American law enforcement to do their job. It is about having a background check that we know who buys the guns. We respond over 300 times a year to Rhode Island hospitals for shootings from around Rhode Island. The one comment from last year that really rings in my head, and it was recently reawoken, is Representative Costa saying at a hearing, "This doesn't happen in Exeter, this happens in the inner city." Recently, a letter to the newspaper in Linda Finn's, Representative Finn's district, also said this violence in an inner city problem. Last I checked, the inner city, they're part of the United States of America, and they're citizens. I have a question. Does the gun lobby have a racial problem? Let's put the elephant right here in the room. Do you have a racial problem? The no compromise and working with law enforcement on sensible laws, it is because you think your children are not dying, it's other children. Are some Americans worth less if their skin color is darker? To me, there's one value in life, that every child in this society is worth like my children. And let's be honest, as all of us, liberals and conservatives, Sandy Hook got a lot of press, partially, because it was white kids in a privileged community. Some people pointed out to President Obama that there were 500 homicides in Chicago. But I don't want to hear again, please, from NRA supporters that this happens in the inner city. And what? What do you mean by that? Tell us. What do you mean it happens in the inner city? Are some streets is okay when there is death and some streets it's not okay? Are some children dying is okay and some children is not okay? Tell us. So this is an open question, an invitation for dialogue. But last year is the first time we organized here, and we were outnumbered. And I made a promise from Martin Luther King, the arc of justice is long, but it bends towards justice. You are now starting to see who is organizing on the side of justice and that all children have a life. And it's going to get stronger and stronger. The people that are here are going to be a formidable force. So as a nonviolence director, I invite the supporters of the gun lobby, start thinking about a compromise. We will reach a hand out to you, but if you will not, it's not a Q&A yet. But if you're not interested in compromise and you want to scare people, this is about the Second Amendment, which is not. It is about life of children, American children. You will find that you are more and more isolated in this society. It's starting to happen. You have doctors, officers, police officers, university researchers, and people in the community that are starting to feel that this is an obnoxious organization. It's not about the right to hunt. And if the NRA was really so caring about safety, help make legislation that guns, we can today track it, so I can use a gun that is not mine, that technology is available, don't stop it. You would fund groups like ours, because we work with the shooters. You remember your famous saying, guns don't kill people, people do? Well, we work with the people who are using the guns. The NRA should have been jumping. I know we are not truthful at the moment as an organization because you haven't supported effort like that. So you cannot just cry wolf. It's about the Second Amendment. And all of us as citizens and residents of this great country are going to let these massacres continue, whether it is Sandy Hook, Chicago, Providence, Exeter. We're going to put a stop to it. Are you going to join us? Thank you.
Thank you.